hotel in the Dead Sea. Our community was attacked by hundreds of Hamas warriors that slaughtered our families. We all suffered this attack for more than 10 hours of seeing our neighbors getting slaughtered. They took one of my best friends. They took her out from her home with her family and just ripped the child from her hands, put him in the trunk of a car and just drove off to the Gaza Strip. I see my neighbor's home getting torched and burned to the ground. We are here now after we all have been evacuated from our home because we don't know yet how much home we have left. It was all ruined and we lost 1 out of 10 people. My name is Golan Abitbol. On 6:30 in the morning, we woke up to the sound of launching missiles. We thought it was a bit off because there wasn't any escalation. It was just out of the blue, so just straight launch. It was really weird. And after a few minutes, we had some sirens, Tseva Adom. This is the siren we have when there are missile launch at our place. So we have like 15 seconds to get to a shelter. We went and we were already awake, but my twin girls were sitting in their room is the shelter, the safe room, and they were already inside. And we had to wake up only my older son. He is a heavy sleeper. 20 minutes later, we got the first text message that there is a suspicion of invasion, infiltration to the kibbutz, and everybody must lock themselves inside their home. When I got this message, the first thing I did was to take my gun and my extra mag, and I locked everyone in the safe room and went to the kitchen because as I use, like every Israeli, I use most of the Israelis. I used to be in the army. I'm still doing reserve duty, but I used to be in the infantry, and as far as I saw my position, I was thinking from a tactical perspective, and I thought the best place to be for me with the gun is on the kitchen, where I can see to the balcony, to the entrance of my home. And then we start to get text and hear shooting, and we understood that there are terrorists in the kibbutz. We still didn't know what is the magnitude of the situation, but we understood that this is not a thief that's coming to steal something. That this is a real terrorist attack. And then I think an hour later, started to see some terrorists in the outskirts of my neighborhood, and they were carrying RPG and heavy machine guns and Kalashnikovs. So I started texting our neighborhood group, and this is when the shooting got really heavy. After several hours, I think about 4 hours, my brother, who lives, I think, 20 meters away from me, in the same neighborhood, he told me that they are hearing someone shooting on the window of their safe room. So I told them, maybe you should come to my place, and I have a gun, and you can come and stay in our mamad together with us. So I took a look outside and saw there were no one in sight, no terrorists, and they joined us. They tried to break into one of the houses of my neighbors. I think they broke to the door, but they broke the door, but they couldn't breach the safe room. So they set fire to the house. The neighbors were texting us that they're starting to suffocate because of the smoke. I think after several minutes, they just texted us that they jumped from the second floor into the roof of the shelter below and went to the neighbors. I started texting the neighbor who lived beneath the house who was torched, and I told him that the fire is starting to burn his roof, his balcony roof. And I text him, I opened the door and lay on the ground so I can take the most decent picture so we can see the situation, to understand the magnitude of the fire. It was, you couldn't see barely anything except of fire. Everything was burning. And I told him, you can tell me when you are going out and I will run towards you and grab the kids and help you come to my shelter. He chose to go to a different, he texted me next thing, he texted me that he went to the neighbors that are closer. Next, the third family also, they jumped from the second floor, and I saw them. I just managed to see them running between their house to the neighbor house. I saw the kids jumping on one leg because he shattered his ankle, and they jumped, and the neighbor just told them, come up, and locked them inside her shelter. And then we saw a group of terrorists dressed like Hamas, and dressed like Israeli police, and they were trying to make the family go out of the shelter. They were screaming Tzal, Tzal, IDF, IDF, and trying to make them come out. And they didn't come out. They didn't get out. And then I think, I don't remember exactly the time, I was standing in my kitchen and I heard Arabic real close, and they were, I saw I think 3 terrorists just they just walked on the pavement and just moved, start turning inside my balcony. So I took my gun and just shot like 5 or 6 bullets. I hope I hit them. I hope they were dead or I killed some. I don't know. I didn't look for them. I know they start shooting because I was shooting from inside the house. I don't know if they saw me or they saw where I was shooting from, but they were shooting in all directions. I changed position to the door to shoot from a different angle to make try to make an impression of more than one armed man inside. And they didn't get me. They didn't saw me. They didn't. They shot everywhere. Later on, I found out that they hit the wall where I was hiding. I found a bullet inside the kitchen drawer that penetrated. But once I understood the situation, and I locked my family in the safe room, I was just in a different mood, in a mode of fighting mood, not a mode of not the more normal mode. My wife always told me, come to the shelter, be with the kids. I'm sorry, I can't. I need to be outside. I spent, I think, in total, like 5 minutes inside the safe room in total. I couldn't leave my post outside. I think it was about 5 o'clock in the evening. We saw the tanks, but we weren't rescued yet. They were only starting to take over the kibbutz. There were like, I think in the end they found, I think, approximately 200 terrorists, Hamas, ISIS, I don't know how you can call them, inside the kibbutz. So it wasn't if you send a small unit of 16 highly trained soldiers, it doesn't matter. You have 200 soldiers. They're not gonna do the job. And we waited, and it got dark, and all the time my family and my brother's family are inside the safe room. We were there until 10:30 p.m. Yeah, at night, and then we got rescued. They rescued us. They took us to they did like a human shield and took us outside. And we went to the extraction zone. It was just in the entrance of the kibbutz. We were all gathered there. We waited for the truck to pick us up to Netivot, the closest city. And then some terrorists started open fire on the extraction zone. There is no cover and no nothing and no shelter. It was over very quickly, but they killed him and no one was hurt. We only had two people killed in our neighborhood. We got the good side of the story. We only had 4 houses burned. We got the good side of the story. Some of our people in the kibbutz were slaughtered. Our emergency response team, some of them were slaughtered. Some of them stayed and fight like nothing ever seen like that. They were brave, and we did it all to protect our home. Everyone is devastated. We lost one out of 10 people. We are devastated. We are broken community. We're a strong community, but they killed us. They hurt us. I don't know how to explain how bad it is, but yesterday I've been to 7 funerals in a row. We buried 4 members of one family, father, mother, 2 kids. The two kids who were left without parents were in the funeral crying. It was heartbreaking, and they were all my friends. And the son who was buried is a friend of my son, and the other one is with the same age group of my daughter. And it was the beginning. It was the beginning. Tomorrow I just found out that I plan to go to Jerusalem to a funeral of one of my best friends, and I just found out that another one of my best friends is 1 hour later the funeral, but in a different part of Israel. So it's like I need to choose which funeral to go to, and this is happening every day. I need to choose if I'm going to his funeral or this funeral. I'm going to bury this family or this family. This is the normal. This is normal now for us.
I mean, you never expect anything like this to ever happen in your life. I'm guessing.
No.
Even though you live so close to Gaza, I mean, it's still never.
We felt safe. We felt safe. We used to go outside to the nature and go outside to everywhere, just without fear, without nothing. But now, and everyone are not buried in the kibbutz. They are not buried in the kibbutz cemetery. We are burying them in temporary graves until I hope we can bring everyone back to the kibbutz, if the kibbutz will be back.
People that live in that area, do they believe they can live side by side with
We
Palestinians?
we were a very liberal community. You can call it left wing, and we as a community were donating money for workers that workers from Gaza that used to work in the kibbutz 30 years ago and build the kibbutz and are in the enclosure of Gaza, and we used to donate them every year. And there are some of the slaughtered and kidnapped women used to go once a week to Erez border crossing and pick up sick Palestinian kids from Gaza and take them for treatment in Israeli hospitals for dialysis and cancer treatment and all sort of. From day one here in the kibbutz, what we did is building the infrastructure of our community. Our community is very close and everyone knows each other from birth. The old people, the young people, we know everyone. And the first thing we did is to build the infrastructure, to take care of the sick, to take care of the elderly, to take care of the education, for culture, for where everyone is going to live, to take care of the people who were victims. We don't know what happened to the loved ones. We built everything from scratch, and then we had some donation and people came, and we build everything. So we are now, in the first few days, we were, I guess, in shock because what happened, and we still build everything. We say, okay, that's over, now we are safe, now we need to take care and keep everyone together. And everyone join, everyone who can do something, lay a hand. If you can contribute, if someone can contribute, he will contribute. He will help. If you can help with the kids, it can help with the kitchen, it can help with everything. And we support each other with our loss. Everyone lost someone, a friend, a relative, parents, kids. Everyone lost someone. And we are here with hug and support each other and trying to make a home for our community. We're not gonna be here forever, I'm sure. I know it. But for now, we need to stay together because this is our power. This is our power. This is where we are strong. We can take care of each one. If someone is disabled or someone needs special care, we are taking care of them. We have certain people who are doing it, taking care of each other. And as for the routine, you wake up in the morning. If you have any kind of duty to do, if you're in charge of anything or something, you do it. Or you stay with your kids and give them something to do. Now we have some educational classrooms and stuff that kids can do, and the parents can have more space to do stuff, to build. I have a religious family. I have a lot of respect for religion. I'm not keeping the mitzvot. I'm living a normal, non-religious life. And if you consider in total, okay, me and my family are alive, you can call it a miracle. But more than 100 people from my kibbutz were slaughtered and kidnapped. So, where is the miracle? Where was God? I don't know. Where was the army? Do I think my views changed? I wasn't that liberal. I didn't believe that we can negotiate with the Hamas. They declared long time ago that they want to kill us. They built the tunnels just to do the same massacres that they do today. But we built the barricade. We built the barricade so we won't have to deal with the tunnels, but they still want to kill us, they still want to slaughter us, and they did. So my views of trusting the Hamas are the same. We can't trust them. We needed to do it a long time ago to eradicate them, and I hope we'll do it now. But my views on the Palestinian people in Gaza, I think I have no pity or any kind of empathy for them. I saw them giving up candies and screaming with and laughing and praising Allah for the massacres they did. I saw the pictures. You can't threaten someone to be happy. The Hamas wasn't threatening them to be happy. They were genuinely happy. We are in Shavuot. We have a song, Ani noladti לשלום. I was born to the peace. We aspire for peace. This is what we are educating our kids from. We educate our kids for equality. We don't have any racism in our education system. We don't talk about Arabs. We talk about history. We don't talk about Arabs as a threat. They educate their kids to kill us. They have in the kindergarten. They teach them how to hold a Kalashnikov. They teach them how to kill us. We can't have anything with them. We need to separate them from us totally. We are not gonna give anyone any kind of mercy or option to do it again. This magnitude of evil and terror never happened in Israel. No one can understand what it's like to go every day to 7 or 10 funerals. No one can understand. Even in 9/11, no one knew all the people that were killed. You knew 1 or 2 or 3. I know 100% of the people who were slaughtered in my kibbutz, and some more of my friends were slaughtered in different kibbutz. I know each one of them, each one of the people in the kibbutz, my kibbutz, that were slaughtered. And I need to choose whose funeral to go to.
I mean, do you think there's, after this immense tragedy that you all went through, what's the future going to be like for all these kibbutzim, like Bari and these other ones?
It all depends on the consequences of this war. If we are going to devastate the Hamas, so there won't be any other missile or any other small firearm shooting. If we are going to do it and people are going to feel safe, then we can go back. If not, I don't think there is much future for our community. We need to finish it. We need to finish it now. We need to finish it in this war. We need to finish the Hamas. We need to make all the Hamas. We need to slaughter the Hamas. I'm not talking about the Palestinians in Gaza. Also, I saw them laughing and cheering for the Hamas. I saw everything. I'm not for killing civilians. I'm not like the Hamas. But I'm certainly will be happy to see each one of them getting slaughtered of the Hamas.
Do you think the more Israel defends itself, the worse it's going to become for Jews everywhere? What's going to happen?
I don't know. I think we need... The anti-Semitism is growing, getting large, bigger everywhere. For me, I think it's supposed to be the safest place in Israel, but someone fucked up. Someone slept on his watch, and this is what happened. But I still think we need to fight and finish it and demolish the Hamas and make all our neighbors from the south, from the north, and Iran see our real power, see that we can be brutal if we need. We can be brutal and we can do the work until the end, not half of the work. And if we will do it, Israel will be a safe place. And if the Jewish in the all over the world don't feel safe, they can always come to Israel and help us rebuild what we did here. The ways that the Gaza lives, it's the fault of the Hamas. They chose the Hamas. The Hamas took all the money that they got and used it for terror and building missiles. They dug out pipes from the ground that were buried by the UN for agriculture or sanitation. They dug it out and built missile from it. So they chose to use all their income instead of building the best countries there is, to educate for terror and to get ready for the grand attacks that we just saw. This is what. So if they don't want to live in poverty, if they don't want to live under missile attacks, and if they don't want to be attacked by the Israeli Air Force, don't shoot at us. Don't shoot at us. We always said, if the Hamas will lay down his arms and said, we are ready for peace. If the Hamas will lay down his arm and say, we are ready for peace, in 3 days we are going to have peace. If Israeli army will lay down his arms, all the weapons, and lay down and say, we are not going to fight anymore, 3 days later we will all be dead. We are going to be butchered. If someone don't believe what he saw here, what happened with Islamic militants, Islamic terrorists, if you let them spread and you don't keep them in control, if you don't believe what happened in Israel, then your 9/11 will be back by several amount more. And you can see in Europe what happened in Paris with all the Muslims. They are doing the riots and killing and murdering. If you don't believe what happened in Israel, if you don't learn our lesson, it will happen to you. We need to keep ourselves safe. We need for a short while to ignore the sound of the international community and do what we need to do.